So tip number one, include all of your information on your pages. So when you're building out your Facebook page, or if you already have one, you want to make sure that you're including all of your pertinent information. So you want to make sure that your address is there, your phone number, your hours, your website. What's really great, as you can see from the screenshot, is all of these things can be linkable. So if people are viewing from their phone, they should be able to just click right on the phone number and it could automatically call, or click on your address and it automatically goes to a maps feature so that they can easily check out your store, see how far away it is. That's a really great tip. You want to make sure that you include this information and make it easy for people to contact you. Facebook also allows you to include price range. A lot of places don't take advantage of this, and that's okay. But if you want to, that option is there. Another really great thing that they added during COVID was if your operations change in any way temporarily, you can put this there. So I know a lot of places closed out indoor dining, but still had curbside pickup, or they were still open for delivery. So if there were any operational changes, but they're temporary, you can indicate that here too. So that's something that you might want to take advantage of. And very similarly on Instagram, you want to make sure that you include what category you're in. You want to include some action buttons, things that make it very easy if they're visiting your page, that they can take actions after that. So tip 2 is take advantage of the space you're given. So Facebook gives you the opportunity to include a banner, to include a profile image. You want to make sure that you take advantage of all of this. So this is a screenshot of a restaurant in my area. You can see that they're using that banner image. It's very eye-catching with some bold text and some bright colors and some delicious looking food. Your eye jumps to this immediately. So if you have something you're promoting, whether that's a dish, whether that's an upcoming event or special, this is a great spot to do this, and it's very easy to change. So you can change this monthly. That's what we do at Withum. Each month we change it to a different thing we're highlighting. But you can do it weekly, quarterly, whatever makes sense for you. But this is something that shouldn't be static. It should be eye-catching and really promote something that you're looking to get out there as far as messaging. Profile image, more times than not, should just be your logo. Again, that just establishes your tone. People know who you are. It gets your brand name out there. Like I just mentioned earlier, you want to make sure that you're categorizing. So in this case, you want to put that you're a restaurant. This makes it easier for people to find you. And then those action buttons. So in this case, they have a button that lets you start your order. It takes them right to the order page on their website. So if somebody's at the page, they don't need to Google you. They don't need to do anything. They just hit that button and they can order their meal right then and there. Similarly on Twitter, it looks very similar. Again, the banner image shows off some signature dishes. The profile image is their restaurant logo. As I mentioned earlier, you can establish your tone. So in this case, you can see with the emojis and it's all good. This is a casual interaction. It's a casual place. They have the link to the website and their location. And then another big thing that probably a lot of places are not taking advantage of is you can set your direct messages so that they're open. And what this means is that even if you're not following somebody, they can still message you. So this just makes it easier for people to get in contact with you without you having to go to the trouble of connecting with them first. So absolutely do that. It just makes it easier for people to get through to you directly. So tip 3, embrace the foodies, and on top of that, remember your customers. So as I mentioned earlier, people are posting food. People love going on social media and looking at these delicious photos of food. So play into that, really take advantage of it. So here are some screenshots that I took. One restaurant was talking about a new pizza dish that they're serving. And instead of just announcing it, they're including some really great looking photos of that dish. It's Valentine's Day. They also did a post about celebrating Valentine's Day, and they included a heart with arrow through it using spaghetti, which I thought was clever. And then again, just talking about some signature dishes here, you'll look at these and you'll see how nicely everything's centered. Your eyes immediately jump to those two drinks, for example, with the meals in the background, or the sandwich here with some drinks right next to it. These are very well taken. The lighting is good. They're well centered. Your eyes are trained to kind of jump to certain things. So make sure that the photos are quality, but take advantage of that because people are already posting about it, and people will be curious and stop at those posts. And then in line with remembering your customers, you see 400 million people are posting using that hashtag of food. So play into that. Let them post about this and let them promote you. So when they're at their restaurant, when they're at your restaurant and they're taking those photos and posting them, make sure they know what your social media handles are. If you have a hashtag that you're using, make that well known also. I would suggest maybe putting them right on your menu, or if you have a sign up with the specials or anything like that, include it there as well. Make sure your customers know where you are on social media so that when they're posting these photos about you, and they probably are, they're also promoting you. So make sure that you're using that to your advantage. And then, be engaging. When they talk about you, respond or retweet them. Really let them be part of this discussion. So again, here's Twitter, where this restaurant just asked, "What's your favorite order?" and people responded, and they in turn responded back. They're building that relationship. This is a great place to build relationships. If people mention you, respond. Do some polls. All of these social media networks have some fun features out there. Really engage your audience. So if they're talking about you, talk back. Respond, positive or negative. Social media is about engagement. Tip 4, include people in your photos. So I mentioned earlier, almost 40% improvement in engagement when you include photos. So whether that's customers or members of your team, people like seeing photos of people. So as you're also doing those food photos, don't forget about the people there as well. So when you have guests, make sure you're taking photos of them. If you have team members that you want to highlight, share that as well. 2 of these screen captures here are these superstar alerts that this one restaurant does, which I really like because it creates a certain introduction to them. So when you come to that restaurant, you know who the hostess is, or you feel like you know who the hostess is, or you know who the bartender is. That's a very big thing. People like to have a comfortable relationship with their bartender. So going in there and being able to know who these people are really goes a very long way in establishing some sort of relationship between you and your customers. So take advantage of that. Highlight your team members. People really love those sorts of things on social media. So tip 5, utilizing social media ads. This is a really great thing. If you're not doing it already, it can be fairly cost effective. You do have control over how much you're spending, which is great. But a really great advantage of this, with Facebook in particular, is the ability to target and get your money's worth. So on the idea of targeting, you can target by location, by age, by gender, income level, website visitors, so many different ways here. Those are just a few that I'm highlighting. But absolutely, you want to make sure you're doing this by location. So you can say, as an example, New Jersey, or you can say a specific town or county. You can do you can say a town and then the area around that as well. You just want to make sure you're not wasting money on people who probably won't be coming to your restaurant. So if you're very localized, you want to make sure you pick the right location. Age and gender is a big thing as well. So again, going back to what I was saying earlier, like if you are promoting a ladies' night event, you can say, put this just to females. If you're promoting something that might skew a little older or younger, you can choose the appropriate age range. So think about who you're trying to get in front of and make sure that you're targeting those people correctly. And then income level. So again, if you are a higher end restaurant, you can specify a certain income level within a zip code. So think about those things and getting in front of the right audience. And Facebook really makes it easy to make sure you're getting in front of those people. And then because of the fact that Instagram is owned by Facebook, when you do these Facebook ads, you do get Instagram as part of that deal. So your ads will also show up on people's Instagram feeds and on their Instagram stories. So that's a really nice perk. And then one thing I will just mention is make sure you're creating images that are sized appropriately. So make sure you look up the dimensions of what a Facebook ad should be, because that'll be different than the story ad. So the Facebook ad's usually a rectangle, horizontal rectangle, whereas the Instagram stories will be a vertical rectangle. So make sure you're doing specialized imagery for the appropriate platform. And then you do want to determine what the goal of the ad is. Do you want people to come to your website? Do you want them to sign up for emails? Determine that and select the proper optimization. So if you want people to come to your website, you're going to select website views as a optimization. If you want people to sign up for your email subscription list, you're going to want to do a lead gen. So know what you want to accomplish and make sure you're selecting the right tool.